cannot find my hat. I don't think I wore it. Another mystery. It was Christmas was yesterday. I don't know when this video is going up. It might be a week or something. I don't. It like I said, still having trouble uploading everything. And I have other stuff ahead of this. But I'm going to use hopefully at this juncture I've put these videos up. You can kind of see that what I would like to focus on is a certain aspect of the message of the Gospels, but as far as application. Okay, I could show you a tool. Matter of fact, I had a great. Nah, we won't do that. I could show you a tool and see this is the greatest tool. You know, here's this wonderful tool, and here's all this. But if you don't know how to turn it on, if you don't know how to run it, if you don't know how it upside down or sideways, it's really of no use to you. And sometimes I think when people preach and teach certain things, they kind of get they assume too much about the people, about their audience. You know, I've for the longest time, you know, in the Bible, watching videos and all this stuff, trying to figure out how do I apply this. You know how, you know. So hopefully that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe you're picking that up. I want to read something out of here, and then I'll tell you a little story about something that happened to me and my family just yesterday, as a matter of fact. This is an old Pew Bible. This is a New Testament here. I got these on eBay. I've had these for years. This is just it's just the New Testament, and nice big print for my old lady eyes. Anyhow, I'm going to read something. I'm always talking about John 14, 15, 16, and 17 when he prays to the Father, but you get to John 14 is where it starts. And there's just some really good stuff in there for the application of your faith. Okay, because and I've been very weak at this, very poor at this. We have to exercise our faith. It's like a muscle. If we're not using it, it will atrophy and eventually just die. So we have to exercise our faith. We have to put it in action. Okay, and like I've done a poor job of this, but as I get older, I can see it now. Okay, so I'm just trying to exercise my faith and show maybe you can do the same. Okay, John 14. I'm going to skip ahead up to. I'm just a little bit here. A couple of points. John 14, verse 15. This is Jesus speaking. Words in red. If you love me, keep my commandments. And I, this is Jesus, I will pray the Father, and he will give you another helper, that he may abide with you forever. Okay, he's going to send the helper to you. And pause. The Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him, meaning God, nor knows him. But you know him, you know God, for he dwells with you and will be in you. I will not leave you orphans, I will come to you. Here's another one. This is John 14, verse 21. He who has my commandments and keeps them, it is he who loves me, and he who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and manifest myself to him. Keep what commandments are we talking about? Go back to Matthew 5 and 6. Okay. Let's see now, verse 23. Jesus answered and said to him, if anyone loves me, he will keep my word. Things he has spoken, the things he said, they're written here. If anyone loves me, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. John 14, verse 25. These things I have spoken to you while being present with you. But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he will teach you all things, and bring to your remembrance all things that I've said to you. There's a few more like that, but why do I bring that up? one, just like I spoke in the last videos, we're not alone in this walk. Once again, we had from selfish. I want to go from selfish nature to a selfless nature, to be like Jesus. I want to be like Satan. I want to be like Jesus. Okay? So I need to make a transition, which involves a transformation of myself to get there. Okay? Those are the statements there that are going to help me. Okay? I call them promises. Some people might just dispute that. If I'm following it, if I love Jesus and I'm following His commandments, if I'm obeying His word, of the things like He said, as in Matthew 5, 6, and 7. He says other things as well throughout the book, but there is a focus. That's the Sermon on the Mount. I get those things in John 14. Okay? Those things are available to me. Okay? Just to put it simply. So, I'll tell you the story. Some of you will think, oh, that's just coincidence. Maybe so. I don't think so. Mother had a big dinner last night. Did a Christmas dinner. Everybody come over at the house and eat. We got new grandbabies. My mom has new great grandbabies and all this, and just wonderful. Great dinner. Everybody's happy, this and that. We have a little rift going on in my family. It's between my niece and nephew. Something that was stupid that was said 6 or 7 months ago, and they both handled it poorly, and they don't speak. So now when there's any kind of a function, when they're together, they don't talk. A lot of tension it brings to the whole, it's just a mess. Me and my mom, my sister, we've tried, can we do this? We've intervened, and tried to do some, not intervention, but we've tried to it just makes it worse. It's just getting worse. And after last night at this dinner, they were both there, and it was just unpleasant. Still had a wonderful dinner and everything with family, but this part was unpleasant. And the rest of the day, all day today, it's bothered me. Okay. And I thought, well, I need to, I don't know what to do. And so I go back, I'm thinking of John 14. I pray. You know, I could say, help me say the right thing. Is there something I need to say? Is there something I need to do? Or do I need to shut up? I don't know. How am I going to help my niece and nephew get past this, put this behind them? I mean, I've done everything. Sat them down one by one. Hey, let's just start over. Very stubborn. And so, I mean, I'm at my wit's end. And I don't want to go to another family function where I just assume they both don't show up. And I hate to have that happen. So I pray. I don't know whether to say something. Is there something I could do? Am I not doing enough? Should I not be doing anything? And I know what I need to do is I need to pray. And so I did. Prayed several times today on this. Gotta exercise my faith. Now, and it gets back in my mind. I start to worry about it again. I stop. Wait. Just wait. Pray on it and wait. Okay. So that was my current status of this situation, this family problem that we have. On the way home, I go to work on the way home. It's about a 15-minute. I'm in the car for maybe more than 15 minutes, no matter where I go. And I usually listen to a lot of music or whatever. But we have a local Christian radio station, which is just it's all preachers and teachers, not music or anything. And so certain times, depending on what time I get off at night, there's a certain guy that comes on. He's entertaining, tells great stories, and he's a preacher. And I'm thinking tonight we're going to close up, and I want to think and worry about my niece and nephew, but I have to remind myself, no, we're just going to pray on it and wait. If there's something we can do, we're just, wait to see what we can hear. Get in the car, turn the radio on, nothing I want to hear, so I turn on this religious station, this Christian channel, and this guy comes on, very entertaining, and on my way home, and this guy's older, he's probably 70s, and he talks about him and his wife. He says, when we're at this age, we find rather frequently that we're continually giving younger people advice whether they ask for it or not. and he says what he's going to do, and he mentioned a couple of verses, but he says, you know what? They rarely take the advice. And rarely does he believe he's ever changed anyone by giving away this free advice. Okay? And I'm listening. I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of see what's, yeah. And I think he mentioned Philippians, some verses out of Romans and Philippians 14. But he said, we're not to worry as believers. We're not to be worrying. And it's not our job to go change someone. We don't have that ability. Our concern is our relationship, our own salvation, our relationship with the Father through Jesus. That's our main concern. And then making sure that we're doing things that are in line with Jesus, with that selfless nature. And so the only thing we can do for these people, like my niece and nephew, is pray for them. And that whatever God is going to do, God is going to do. It's in His hands. We pray for them out of concern. We don't tell God what we think they should do, or, hey, I think you should do it. We just pray for them. I'm concerned about my niece and nephew. And I'm, Father, keep an eye on them. And so, by doing that, by not worrying about it, tough for me, and putting it to God, and He'll handle it. I'm saying it's not my responsibility. I can't change people, but I have to put it back in His hands. And I'm exercising my faith instead of worrying and consternation, all this. Oh, what's going to happen? What could I possibly? Which is a waste of time. Okay, we're supposed to be in peace here. At least in as far as our faith goes. And so I'm going to take that one or two as one was great advice. But this guy was saying on the radio, I don't know if I portrayed it exactly, but he basically said, don't worry about it. You pray for them, let the Father take care of it. He's got to take care of your niece and nephew. It's on Him. That's His. He'll have to work that out with those. Don't lose your sleep over it. Okay, worrying will change nothing. Never worry, pray often. Okay? Pray for them. The other thing is kind of uncanny that here it is, I've had this rotten monkey on my back all day about this worry for my niece and nephew. And I go home, hop in the car. This guy had a great little 15 minutes on my way home. I happened to nail it just at the right time. This guy says, here's how you deal with it. Here's how you deal with your niece and nephew. Now somebody said, well, that's just coincidence. I don't think so. Okay. I have to exercise my faith, or all those words in that book I just read at John 14 mean nothing. Now I could doubt it. Well, maybe not. Maybe this. Oh, ye of little faith. Can't do that. Once again, we want to be in line with Jesus. Okay? We have to exercise our faith. If you don't exercise that muscle, it atrophies. You lose it. Trust me, I know. Okay? Hopefully I'm at 13 minutes. John 14, 15, 16. This is what I'm talking about. Exercise your faith. Hopefully it made sense. Love you. I keep doing that. You notice that? Love you. God bless. I got a new habit.